was about to say, can't you just replay the past 15 minutes?
No, we can't. Welcome, folks. How are you going? We had some technical difficulties. Who would have thought? It's only 99 episodes. Why would you think we'd get it right now?
Yeah.
Welcome to Wobbly Player Podcast, Wobbly Player Syndrome Podcast. We might be right back after these messages. Hi, everyone. Welcome to a podcast about Warhammer 40k. We'd like to call this Wobbly Player Syndrome. We're here to talk about little grey miniatures and how much fun they are to paint. Hope you enjoy.
Oh, we will enjoy. Matter of fact, I'm enjoying it right now.
We have already talked about this for 15 minutes and realised that the stream was not actually streaming. So,
Take two.
Yeah, take two.
Yeah.
Our responses may be a little forced because we're trying to remember what we said. We've got the script somewhere.
That's all right. We'll just pretend we didn't have the conversation and go again.
It's very important to remember that anyone can be affected by premature podcasting.
Yeah. It can happen to you.
Yeah.
In fact, there's a pill for
We're
that.
not young men. It was bound to happen.
Yeah, if your podcast stream lasts for longer than 4 hours, please see a doctor.
Yes. So we
Or
do
a
have
content creator.
We do have regular crew here. We do have Safe Work Mark.
Hey, everybody.
We have Radio Mike.
G'day, g'day.
And we have a guy on the Instagram. He's called Adam here, but you can find him on Instagram by...
Damn it.
Yeah.
Pronto 40k.
Yeah, got him this time. Of course, Greg, you can find me on Instagram, RedBelly Black. Hi, folks. How you going? Good. We've already covered that in the last 15 minutes. So I hope you're doing well. Excited to be here?
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely.
You can't nod on a podcast, folks.
Oh, I think you'll find we can.
Oh, I definitely And I can,
Oh,
think- but they won't hear it. And
For
I think
our
you
audio
found we
listeners.
did.
For our audio listeners, everyone has nodded sagely at the camera.
That's right. We're a bunch of Aussies talking about Warhammer, and today we are talking about models, and the episode is called 99 Problems, but a Tactical Rock ain't one. That's right. We love the Tactical Rock. We'll get more into that
Do
later.
we?
But first, because the 11th edition's around the corner, and thank you, GW, for celebrating our 100th episode of Wobbly Player Syndrome. We're bringing out a new edition. Stealing our thunder, you fuckers. But that's fine. It's fine. You'll all be here, right, folks? 9th of June.
Totally
100th
fine.
episode
Not
unboxing.
bitter at all.
Yeah. 9th of June? That's all right. 8th of June.
Have you got your pre-order in so we can do an unboxing?
Oh, no. So it can't pre-order yet. So, no. But yeah, we're going to talk about some little plastic, not so plastic, miniatures and how it's evolved over the years. Because we've been doing this for a long time. Not just the podcast, but playing with little men and
Plastic
women
crack,
and
yeah.
creatures and others.
Yeah, we've been playing with dolls in the dark for a long time.
Thank you. That's what I want, and we will tell you where we touch them. We've been here since, the Road Trader was the first time we experienced it, way back when. What was that, 1950?
Oh, was it like 87? When did RT come out?
No, about then. Sure, we'll go with that.
I think second ed was 93.
No, that can't be right. It had to be earlier than that.
I'm fairly certain it's right.
All right. Glad we don't fact check ourselves. All right, that's all right. Chat and comments will correct us very quickly. They're very good with that.
Yeah, what could possibly go wrong?
Yeah. Welcome to that part. So yeah, we were way back then. The miniatures, the first battle box or second edition was the first actual box that came out for miniatures, and it also had.
When was the second ed? What year did you say?
He said 93.
I said 93.
Right on.
Bingo.
Wow.
Yeah, October 1993, and Rogue Trader was 1987. Eee!
All right, give that.
It's almost like I've been doing this for a while.
Yeah. So when that edition came out in 93, la-di-da, it had our first look at push-fit plastic models. It was very exciting. You got the Space Marine. You could jam his gun into his chest like a real hero. You had a Goth Orc, which you could make his arm go up and down. That was pretty exciting. and you had grots that you shoved. Well, they weren't called grots back then. They were just called Gretchen.
Oh, they were Gretchen.
Yeah, and you could just shove them in their base. They were monopose, no push fit, nothing.
With their spiky fucking
Yeah,
helmets.
and as every edition has, it always has one big unit in it, and the big unit for second edition was an Orc Dreadnought. Could you believe it? Orc Dreadnought for second edition. It was amazing. Made of cardboard.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was a cardboard Dreadnought.
Of course, you tell kids that these days, they won't believe you.
Yeah, I actually appreciated that because I remember when we first started playing, it was with Tupperware terrain, so the cardboard seemed to fit in. So
Cardboardium is the second strongest material known to man. So, you know.
I mean, look, the standard advice in like the White Dwarf was get books and boxes and put a blanket over it to
true.
make a table.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And the terrain always increased the more cans of soft drink. Soft drink at that time you were drinking at that time. Yeah, it evolved to bottles or something afterwards, but that's not the point. So that was our first experience of push fit. And we're seeing more and more push fits going on, but we'll talk about that soon. Because what happened after the plastic in that kit? How did we get our new miniatures after that? By poisoning the youth of the day.
Delicious pewter. Contains lead. Do not chew.
Lead. But old lead. Mum wouldn't let me have them,
Yeah.
so
You can tell. Sorry.
because I didn't come in into the hobby until about 96. And that was on old school Warhammer before I hit my head and went over to 40k.
Ha!
Um,
Yeah. Now you can tell that
so-
people have been playing for a long time because they're the ones who've gone colourblind.
yeah.
They were great. They were very bendy, and they didn't taste great, so didn't have to put the sticker on. Yeah, but then they evolved. They said, "Hey, let's not so crash up. Maybe we shouldn't put it into miniatures. Let's make it white metal because that sounds more rockin'." And white metal we got
With an attendant price rise.
and that was when they let me buy Calgarth, which is great.
They, them.
Well, they being my parents.
Yes. Yeah. Well, at that point when we were the age we were, blister packs looked outrageously overpriced.
Oh, they were hideous. Yeah.
Hideous. I remember buying my first one. It was the Squat Heavy Weapons team with the brilliant paint job. I'd like to show you it, but it's in the Hall of Honor, the great paint job. You've never seen so much toothpaste on a squat before. It was brilliant. But that was mine. I remember saving up all of my $15 to get that.
Yeah,
Which
I
you
remember.
could get a tactical squad for just about.
Well, yeah, like my first metal blister pack was a white cavalry champion who was like £2.50, which was $7.50
Yeah.
in the Games Workshop. And yeah, you could get like a box of 5 skeleton cavalry in plastic for like that, less than that.
Yeah.
I think it was
But
I think it might have been 15 for a box of 5 cavalry.
But
Actually,
you felt rich when you bought the metal blister packs again.
yeah, it felt good.
I got special ones.
Well,
Look at this. Look at the detail in this.
Well, not only that, but you also had that kind of bit of hero hammer going on. So, like, there was always that one kid who could afford to get Tyrion or whatever back in the day, and they just put that thing down and just won.
Yeah, if you had metal models, they were going to be nasty on the table.
Yeah.
Or vehicles too.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you could afford vehicles.
Which were often
my
metal.
God.
I remember that we played some dude and he rocked in with 2 or 3 tanks, and we were like, "Whoa, this guy's like loaded."
Yeah, I didn't get tanks
joys
for my
of grind-
guard until bloody, I think, 4th or maybe even not till the 7th. Just went, they're expensive.
Yeah, I never got any tanks until 7th.
And trying to build the fucking combination plastic metal vehicles was a pain in the ass.
Yeah, I'm glad I never did
The
that.
super glue would never hold, and the metal bits were forever falling off the plastic bits.
Yeah, I remember that because Orcs were my first army, and they had a lot of vehicles with the combination of plastic and metal. I went, oh my God, why would you do this to me? But fortunately, if it looked ramshackle, it was fine. It was an Orc vehicle. So,
It was orcs.
yeah, just paint it red and you're done. Yeah. But I do like how in the 11th edition they are bringing back the war track. Bring back that war track. Yeah, it's good. And then they went to the white metal, as we said. Very strong metal miniatures. That's where
Took a whole lot more hacksawing to get through that.
hacksawing, the pliers to try and bend them. I remember going wiggle, wiggle, wiggle till it snapped. It was like, come on, do it! And then, no, not that part! But yeah, I think I've got a few still around. I still have my Gretchen and some of my push fit Goths and the Space Marines. So yeah, jeez, now I feel old. Great. All right. So that was our first taste of the push fit, though, of those ones. They've come a way since then. Come a long way since then. Miniatures in general during the years have come a long way. From the mono pose, very stagnant. I could have my arm pointing up, pointing straight ahead, or across my chest. That was your three options. Yeah, that was it. That's where you had a choice. That was great.
I remember the Space Marine characters. It was like you get like the librarians and the tech marines and the chaplains, and it was all like a metal model that was all entirely cast with one arm that you could put a plastic bolt pistol arm on and a shoulder pad on.
When shoulder pads were separate
customization
pieces.
you got to do. Where's the pistol pointing?
When shoulder pads were separate.
Because I'm just thinking, because I remember having to cut the handles off bolters.
Yeah.
To put on
Some
the
of the-
fist because they didn't actually engage with the hand or anything.
That's right. This is before
some of
drilling
the
your bolters. This you had to cut off so you can put them on first.
Some of the really old ones, the bolt guns came separate, and the hands were just like that. And you had to cut the handle off and glue it onto their hands.
Yeah, it's good times.
That was so that you could use it as a hand that didn't have a gun in it. You could have an empty hand.
Well, the other thing, you could put a knife in it or random
Balloon.
stuff.
I did that for my orcs.
Some chicanery.
Little wire with a little plastic ball.
Yeah, ice cream cone, like...
I remember. And here, get the jerry cans. That were my tank busters for my orcs. I'm not buying them. I'll just get some little plastic jerry cans, shove it in there. Look, tank buster, done! Yeah. The Gorka Morka was, I think, my first combat box that did the stuff. That was good. Tiny little orcs now, though.
Oh yeah, I put together some a couple of years ago, and man, they're small.
They are small, but what a great game Gorka Morka was. That was the game that when you had a battle wagon, if they fell off, they died. It was awesome. I do remember my first 40k proper kit was the Catachan battle box, and that's how I fell in love with Catachan. There is no other regiment.
That was when the plastics came out, yeah?
Correct. And that happened to be the same time that the Games Co at my local was shutting down. So they said, buy one, get one free. He said, don't mind if I do. So it was good. So they've come a long way. I'd say miniatures have come a long way, and I use the Catachan as an example. That Catachan box is the same model that is now. It's the same model. So,
I mean, to be fair, my first Catachans are not available anymore because I first bought a squad of metal Catachan.
I've got a few metal ones in there, my units. Yeah, it's you can tell when you forget and you pick them up. Oh shit, it's got some weight.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good. All right, yes, I'm just having a quick drink. Adam wants to talk now because we're reminiscing about things that he doesn't know because he joined late into the world of 40k.
No, I got in around 2000, so between third and fourth.
Did you now?
I think it was, but it was more fantasy at the start. So but I also did get some Chaos Space Marines. But they were all metals where I was. They were all metal, no plastic, and I decided I'll know how to paint it, and I didn't prime it.
Oh no! Do you remember we had those really push plastic ones, and when the metal ones came, we wanted the metal ones because they had all the detail. They were beautiful. They were so much better, and it was so much easier to paint them and stuff like that. Do we feel about that now?
Yeah, like going back and trying to paint some metal models, it's very different from modern plastic, eh?
Yeah.
a nightmare. So plastic is on the rise. Yay for the
Well, we do have a lot more tools these days for dealing
And the
with
paints are
really
better.
detailed stuff. Like, as I said, I mean, I went back and looked at my old Calgar, and he had a lot of detail on him, and like to rejuvenate the model, I just hit it with like some Nuln oil, and it lifted the model instantly.
Yeah.
You know, well beyond anything I could have possibly done back in those days. And I mean, yeah, we had washers, but the washers aren't what they are today. They're just not as good.
The old Citadel inks were very different from the modern Citadel washers.
I really enjoyed those Citadel inks, and I wish I still had a few
Yeah.
of them.
There's a lot of people who pine for the days of ink.
Yeah, there was
The children yearn for the inks.
There was a glorious blue one that it was just brilliant. But yeah,
It wasn't brilliant blue. It was a different blue.
What's
I
blue,
might
not
still
very
have
heavy?
it, actually.
Light
I do have a
blue.
box of the old paints.
Yeah, I think they've gone now.
It's probably dried to dust, but, you know,
Anyway,
I've got the bottle.
All right, so then we've got the push fits. We talked about the ones very basic, but now they've evolved to you get Redemptor Dread, or you could get Redemptor Dreadnoughts as push fit. A lot of the starter kits have push fits and stuff like that. It seems to be the way. 11th edition, they're all going to be push fit. How do we feel about push fit? From where they were and where they are now, and are there any...
It's like night and day. It's a real glow up. Like some of the modern push fits, you look at it and you can't tell it's a push fit.
Yeah.
Unless you are familiar with them.
Or
You know, the old second ed push fits, you could fucking tell they were push fits.
they're very stagnant.
Yeah.
I just hope we don't have the push fits where you've got to put them together and then have a Masters of Engineering degree to get them in.
So-
to the
Rotate
right
them
grip
correctly
point.
to get the seals to actually close.
So,
Yeah.
I was going to touch on that because, the push fits are exciting. The Redemptor one was very exciting, and they had so good. It was so good that GW took it off the market. It was too good because they realized
It was
everyone
also
buying it.
it was so much cheaper
Oh my
than
God.
any of the other Redemptor Dreadnoughts.
Yeah.
Like it was
So they took it off the market. It was great. But you're right about the complications. There's a few Death Guard are going, if I want his head to be attached, I need to put his left knee here, but make sure his nose is touching his right wrist, and then it should all come together. What?
It's
Yeah,
possible
then you have to
some of the
rotate the
possible
whole
to
thing
like
90 degrees. And
Yeah, trying to get when my kids were younger and we were building like the Conquest and Imperium magazines.
Yeah.
Trying to coach them through building some of those push fits. It's like, yeah, they're push fits, but fuck, some of them were too complicated for those kids.
Yeah. Why? Why do you think they did that?
Because they wanted them to look good, but they also wanted them to be push fit. And it's the old, you can have it good, cheap, or fast. Pick two.
Yeah. I think we had an episode that briefly talked about this, whether it was more because they did trying to cut down people modifying. So if you cut off a head, the push fit will no longer work, or which is because of the rise of the 3D print is more. But we'll talk about that later too.
I think they just wanted to go back to first ed where you only had three options: the gun up, the gun down, or the gun across, as we explained.
Yeah.
So it was easier. Maybe they brought back the original design people.
I feel like partly it was probably because it's cheaper to produce.
Yeah.
But they wanted to make cheap, decent-looking models, and the easiest way to do that is to make like monopose push fits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look, I think most of my current salamanders are all a push fit because I just got inundated with intercessors, and intercessors. Jesus Christ.
Intercessors came in fucking everything.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think I have more intercessors than lieutenants. I know, it's true, but I think I do. Yeah,
you've done well.
yeah, I know. It was a challenge. Finally got the last box to beat the lieutenants. Yeah.
I have a problem in that I have way more captains than my legion has.
It's the same guy. He's just got lots of suits of armor.
Yeah,
That's
it's like, oh well, yeah, this company has 3 captain loadouts, not 3 separate captains.
It's just Captain Gaga, you know.
Yeah.
Or he's the Richie Beno of Captain's.
You got the
I'll take the
bone.
bone.
I've
In the
got
the bone,
Angels,
the
we can
off-white.
wear the off-white or the bone.
Nice. Nice. Bringing the Aussie in. Like it. Legend. Yeah. Armageddon. Doesn't matter where you are. No. So, so are we happy with the push fits and the evolvement of them?
I'm kind of happy with the push fits, to be honest. I think they're good for new players and people who haven't ever put together a model before and stuff like that, as a way to ease you into Necromunda levels of, posability and stuff.
It's a fair point about the getting yourself into it without having to. I remember doing model planes and stuff like that as a uncoordinated kid and going, oh, I think I've got more glue on my hands, and then you get it on the clear plastic and no.
Oh, yeah, I fucked up my share of model planes.
Yeah,
Mm.
it's horrible. It's a sad thing. I'm still seeing therapy about it.
Yeah, and then,
Yeah,
then
like-
you wind up ones with like crooked backpacks and heads that are on kind of skew and arms that don't quite line up with the shoulder and
And at
then
least
you've got,
with a plastic model, you didn't get the built-up super glue scunge from putting it on,
Yeah.
fucking it up, pulling it off, and trying to redo it, and then it never
Oh,
fit properly.
no, you did. So with the plastic one, what would happen is the plastic cement would melt the
Yeah.
plastic, so you'd wind up with like a flat panel that was kind of fuzzy.
Yeah, but at least
Um,
you could fix that because you could just put more glue on and just merge it together and just force it in.
Yeah.
You couldn't do that with the super glue.
No.
Oh, you see, the problem was that as I said, if there was any excess, it would just
If it
ruin
got on the wrong
detail.
panels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And because you're finally fiddling with it, it gets on your finger, and then you accidentally touch the side of the pauldron where the
Yeah.
logo is meant to be, and now you're in sanding land, and when you're 10, you're not going to sand your miniature to fix the pauldron. You're just going to paint over it, and
Yeah.
he's going to have a fuzzy shoulder forevermore.
Yeah, the thumbprint to say he's mine.
Yeah.
I've got proof.
But yeah, like I don't mind the idea of the push fits. Like they have it's cool that they're an introductory thing. They're easier to build. That's why they marketed them as the easy to build range. And having the easy to build range gave you a cheaper alternative for newer gamers, which was great. The problem was when you got easy to build instead of proper models.
Yeah.
Like when they didn't release that squad because there was an easy to build.
Yeah.
Or when they discontinued that squad because there was an easy to build. That was annoying.
Yeah. Yeah. And the other way around is where they're easy to fit. As we talked about, the Redemptor was so successful as a push fit where you had to pay almost twice as... Well, it was pretty much twice as much to get the other version of the Redemptor. Why would you go that way?
Well, because the easy to build had really bad weapon options. But
See, it's also a bit of a double-edged sword there because the hard to put together models, like as an example, I went and I got a Trigon when I did my NIDS, and that was the old Trigon plastic model. And you got a instruction that said, put a claw here. But there's
Oh, the
5
instructions.
different types of claws, and they all look almost identical to each other, and there's no like guidance on how it should be oriented or anything like that, so you just wind up
yeah, I
kinda-
genuinely don't remember my second edition Metal Hive Tyrant or Metal Lictor coming with any instructions. I'm pretty sure it was just there's a picture on the box, fucking build it, cunt.
yeah.
It's an
Yeah,
IQ
so-
test. If you need instructions, you failed.
Yeah. That's it.
Yeah, basically. So like it's nice that we've moved away a little bit from. But yeah, here's a blurry photo from 10 miles away. Go forth and build it from this pile of claws.
Forge World continued that tradition until very recently, though.
Well,
Forge World.
let's talk about Forge World because we had the plastic, but then we also had the rise of the resin miniatures.
Dun dun dun.
If
God,
you
I
wanted
hate plastic.
if you want the best miniatures, they were in resin. Yeah.
Well, they were the best. They had the best rules, which didn't quite make up for them being made of resin.
Yeah, the Forge World resin was better than subsequent resins, but it was still resin.
Oh, God.
Yeah,
And they
there's
were
only
not
so
fucking
much you can
kidding when
do.
they called Forge World like the expert edition kits.
Yeah. All right, I'm going to
Yeah.
give you a challenge. Give me a positive about the resin miniatures.
The super glue you held.
You couldn't use plastic glue. It's true.
I mean, they were light.
Well,
Um,
yeah, like because the fucking the metal and plastics, the arms would always fall off. Everyone knows Abaddon the Armless, the fucking third edition Abaddon, I think it was, whose arms would never stay on unless you
never
pinned them
had-
on.
Oh my God, pinning. Oh God.
Never had any paint chipping issues with them.
Yeah, the resin didn't really chip the same way the metal did.
Yeah. What does chat think about? What are the positive experiences you've had with resin miniatures? It's right. You can lie. We won't be able to tell.
I think
This is not Finecast. This is Forge World resin
Yeah.
that we're talking
I
about.
think the best Forge World thing about it is that when you got the resin, it was a big blob of resin, so you could throw it at someone.
I mean, you could also heat it up a little bit and get it back into shape if it had warped.
Yeah. Shaping it was an important skill that you had to do
Yeah.
with some of the bigger kits.
See, the plus side to that is that you never ran into that land speeder thing where you were hacking on it with a knife for 10 years trying to get the bonnet to stay closed. Like,
You haven't built a Reaver Titan, have you?
no, I haven't.
Oh my goodness. There were some huge resin gates on that motherfucker and some big gaps on this guy.
Like, gaps I can live with, but when the pieces just don't fit, that, like, I really hate taking a hacksaw to a model to get an arm to go on or like a panel that should be the right size on.
I like, there were bits on this model where I had to get out, like, not like a jeweler's saw hacksaw, but like a woodworking hacksaw to cut off
I
bits.
believe it.
And I also had to, like, there's a huge section on that where I've had to green stuff a 1 centimeter wide gap through a large portion of the model because I just couldn't get it to fit.
Let's just think about that. I don't remember us having like hodgepodge or green stuff back when we were doing the really early stuff. There was a gap. Shit, what do I do now? Maybe some plastic
I'm trying to
glue just
remember.
squash really hard.
Yeah,
Green
or find
stuff,
some
I'm pretty
bits of
sure
other
came
models
out.
and stuff them in there.
Yeah.
It came out pretty early, I think. I don't remember exactly when it came out. I remember before I could get green stuff because being in Australia, you couldn't always get shit because I lived hours drive from the nearest Games Workshop. I was using like modeling clay instead of green stuff back in the
he's
day.
that old when he says hours away. It was through 4 feet of snow. He was barefoot.
He had to kill a bear just to get its feet so he could go.
That's it. Yeah, I don't remember that. I mean, there was sprue goo. I remember that was a big thing.
I never heard about sprue goo until I was a man grown.
Oh dear. I'm going to move on from that very quickly. You touched on Finecast. What's Finecast?
Oh boy. Oh boy. What if resin was bad?
I was surprised that he put in the comments that what was the good thing about resin? It wasn't Finecast.
I think it should be that it should be what if resin was worse.
Yeah, that is true. What if all of the good things about resin didn't exist and it was just not good? It was way more flexible than resin. Like it wasn't brittle the way a Forge World resin was. That was a good thing about it.
Yeah.
It wasn't brittle. But it also was really bendy.
Yes.
Yeah, and you had the heroes with bent swords and
a
you
hot
could
day would make your army wilt.
Yeah, you'd start out and the sword is out, and then by the end of the match, it's
just by holding
Mm.
and
it.
if you're lucky, his arm didn't go with it.
You had to apologize to your opponent because your captain's sword would not stand upright, which is always disappointing.
Always disappointing. Yes. That's fine. Finecast is dead now, right?
Yes, we didn't actually mention its greatest sin, which was the bubbles and deformities.
Oh, yeah. There's nothing worse because they weren't cheap.
No, they were a premium product.
Yeah. So when they turned up and go, what the actual fuck?
Yeah, I had one chaplain show up. I got a jump pack chaplain back in the day, and it showed up, and it was like there was like bubbles through his torso, through his shoulder, up all the way up an arm, and through the side of his helmet. And I contacted customer support, and I was like, "Yeah, I got this. It's full of bubbles." And they're like, "Oh, well, it's just a modeling challenge. Just fix it." And I responded with a picture of it, and they were like, "We're sending you a new one."
There you go. You got a new one.
And I'm guessing the old one became a chaos spawn or something.
I've still got it. Actually, it's still in pieces in that bit box right there.
Yeah, because
every now and then.
That sounds like something for Nurgle.
Yeah, I was always like, oh man, I should put this on a Chaos Guy's base, and I've never got around to doing it.
Yeah, you got a Defiler. You can throw him on that now.
Yeah. Well, the Defiler doesn't have a base yet.
No, not that one.
Oh, the other one. The other Defiler.
Yeah. So I want to talk about the. You mentioned the Defiler. You mentioned it. You did, not me. The evolution of the actual miniatures themselves and how they have actually gone from the original metal Tyranid warrior to the existing beautiful Tyranid warrior. I love the goofy original Tyranid warrior, and I need to make a note of myself. So if you watch this on YouTube later on, I insert picture of said miniature.
Usually it's pachow.
Yeah, I should mark it somehow. If only I had the technology. I'm drawing on the screen.
Yeah, you need to John Madden that fucking Tyranid warrior in
That's
there.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember the old ones now.
Yeah, they were beautiful. Yeah, they look like the guys from one of the Star Wars
I got a
movies
bunch
that did
of
the clones, right?
I got a bunch of the the Kaminoans or whatever they were.
That's them.
I've got a bunch of the scouts from that Tyranid attack box game, the first one with the plastic Tyranid warriors.
Oh, I don't
That's what
remember.
my original scouts were back in second edition. They were all those little dudes from the box game.
Huh. Fair enough.
I had a lot of Tyranid assault, a lot of Tyranid attack models, and a lot of Space Crusade models in my early armies.
Fair enough. So we can safely say the quality has improved.
Oh yeah, they look so much better.
Yeah.
Like when Games Workshop decided to steal the aesthetic from like StarCraft for their Tyranids, was a huge change.
They didn't do
We
that.
all know they did it.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, I mean, to be honest, Tyranids were kind of theft from the outset because originally they looked like aliens from Alien. Like,
Well, some of them did. They really did.
Definitely Zerg.
the Warriors in particular, are especially.
I mean, they looked like
egregious.
something out of Aliens.
Yeah, and the Hive Tyrant was another one that was really blatant there.
But let's not go down that IP route. We'd like to stay on the air for our 100th episode. That'd be great.
Yes, this is true. These are merely allegations based on hearsay and rumor.
Yeah.
We cannot confirm that they are true.
What Michael says in this podcast does not represent the rest of us. We should be saying that at every episode. But they have come a long way. The detail they're now pulling out in plastic is pretty mind-blowing. And what makes a model work? One item that a model must have to be successful. We all know what it is.
Must be bigger and longer.
No, that's not it.
Must be on his tippy toes about to fall over.
Not quite. What
He
does
must be
need?
wearing a sock.
What does he need, Mark?
He's got to have his tactical rock.
That is right. He's got to have his tactical rock. The most underrated extra in the game, the tactical rock.
Is it underrated or is it overrated?
Underrated. What is it? Support actor is the tactical rock. He doesn't get talked enough about. He's there in every battle, carrying these champions to battle.
Are you suggesting that the tactical rock is the roadie of the 40k world?
I absolutely am. Because he is there everywhere, supporting them at all times, through fire, through smoke, through death. He's there.
And if he does his job right, you don't even know he's there.
Correct.
So So what you're saying is forget about the Iron Halo. The tactical rock is the one that gives the invuln saves.
Absolutely. When you feel supported, you feel 100%, and you feel invulnerable.
Can you be all you can be?
That's it.
And that's why the pose is like, oh,
That's it. Yes, there has been a spike in tactical rocks being added to new models. Let's say that. So it must have been a union for the roadies to say, no, we need to be more represented.
Oh, DEI rock hires.
That's it.
Yeah, it feels like during the first edition of Horus Heresy, it really like ramped up the tactical rock production.
Yeah.
And it's not slacked off since.
You're not a character unless you have a tactical rock. It's
Yeah, I remember one day I sat down and I looked at all of my characters laid out for my army when I was trying to make an army, and I was like, is like every one of these cunts standing on one rock.
Yeah. Yeah. You imagine they get to the battlefield, it's nice, green, flowers and stuff like that. Beautiful open field, and you go, no, can't fight here, it's no rocks. It's just,
How am I supposed to pose here?
where am I going to stand? I don't feel very supported.
How can I pose dramatically on a flat surface?
That's it. You can see it. It also happens in Age of Sigmar. The tactical rock is there, so he is a very talented rock. He can do either game system, or her, or it, or whatever the tactical rock wants to be.
And I mean, I guess you could argue the precursor to the tactical rock was the marine underneath your foot.
Standing on the dead marine. Yep.
Yeah, there was a lot of that.
Even Bobby G did that.
Yeah, like half the Primarch models are doing that.
I was just thinking. No, Mortarion is on a tactical rock. Absolutely. Magnus is not. There you go. I better go remodel him and put him on a rock.
I think Angron is.
See, in the old days, you had to go get a rock from your garden.
Yeah,
and
remember?
put it on the base to get a tactical rock.
Remember, you got to you went find some tree bark and stuff like that, and
Yeah, Heresy Lion is on a tactical rock and Marines. Modern Lion is just on a tactical rock.
Tactical rock. I'm telling you, supporting actor of the 40k universe.
Quickly go out and copyright the rock for miniatures.
Tactical rock.
Yeah,
no, just
Dwayne Johnson has entered the chat.
No,
You smell
the
what
rock.
the rock is cooking.
the miniature rock.
What?
The miniature tactical rock.
Yeah.
Go and copyright it.
Or would it be the miniature giant space rock?
Go for the eyes, rock.
Yeah.
So I'm just thinking now. I know that people have done orcs. They've made Gretchen dressed up looking like Marines. Now they need them to be dressed up looking like rocks, tactical rocks. That's your next army challenge, people out there, is make a full Orc army that are actually dressed as tactical rocks.
Either that or manage to get a battle wagon with a tactical rock.
Well, funny
somehow.
enough, we have seen miniatures that are
Funny
going
you
to be
should say
released
that.
in the 11th edition. And that was all very exciting. But there's some miniatures being released before that as part of Armageddon. So Yarrick and stuff like that. But also bringing back Waz Daka on his motorcycle. Which is what? On a tactical rock. That's right. Even bikes get tactical rocks.
I mean, you give an orc a bike, he's going to ramp it.
It's exactly right.
That's what it looks like he's done.
Yeah, I mean, it is very orky.
If you have a look at the choppers as well, the copters, they're also got tactical rocks. That's instead of the sprues.
But if the Khan comes back and he's on a bike on a tactical rock, then fuck that.
Well, yeah, like the new land
he's
speeder
too
looks like
serial
it's got
for
a
that.
it's got like a tactical smoke jet attached to a tactical rock.
Yeah. And who's to blame? Who in GW thought this was, I might put him on a rock. That looks pretty cool. I might put another guy on a rock.
If my 30 years of experience has taught me anything, this is Matt Ward's fault.
Oh, fantastic. So the tactical rock is here to stay. It wouldn't be a character without a tactical rock, even if you're on a bike. A little disappointed that the new Commissar's vehicle's not on a tactical rock, but that could be easily fixed. with a bit of modelling. That's it. Or at least put a rock in the back of it.
I just wonder what the next fad will be when it comes through, because these things are passing fashion type things.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I think I reckon the kind of the principle of the tactical rock is here to stay, because I feel like the reason it kind of came in is because you wanted to make a really dynamic pose, and if you're a space marine standing on a flat ground, there's only so much dynamism you can have. If you want them to have like half of their body up, it helps if they've got something to stand on, or else they're going to look really fucking awkward. So thus we ended there needs to be an uneven surface below them so they can stand up and get a different pose that isn't just standing there.
Yeah.
And thus the rock. And so it's hard to get away from that because you're going to get a less dynamic model.
We'll pause on that. We'll have a small break. We'll come back to the tactical rock because I don't think we've delved deep enough into this. We need any geologists out there come out and tell us what the benefit of a tactical rock is. That would be very handy. But in the meantime, we'll have a small break.
In the grim darkness of the far future, your wardrobe is probably pretty boring. Fear not. RedBelly has unleashed a range of grimdark merch, perfect for hobby nights, battle reports, and every roll of the dice. Show your colours, wear your war stories, and help support the word of Wobbly player syndrome. Join the cause, wear the legend, scan the QR code, or check the links in the description. Forge your style.
Oh man.
Back.
Oh no, are we?
Shh. The preview.
Welcome to the podcast. Probably a mistake we made.
I gotta listen to it.
Bunch of Aussies rambling on about a little plastic man and place. Hobby stages, fighting boys, latest battles, too much noise, switching doctrines, yes or no, lifestyle changes, watch it grow. Primaries love and primaries hate, hills alive with an end debate. What you done for us lately, GW? War prediction slightly crazy, slow grow, plans on no retrieve, keeping motor, they sign like we didn't start the meta, it was always burning.
How's this right, Monty?
Since the dice were turning.
Because I had a dumb idea.
Okay, that is the 100th episode birthday song you just heard a teaser for. That's right. What's it called? We
Is it We Didn't Start the Meta?
We didn't start the meta. Yeah. If you want to hear the full song, you should. You do. You'll have to wait till the 8th of June, where we will be filming the 100th episode of Wobbly Player Syndrome. Make sure you're there, because we'd like to hear from you as well, why you keep coming back and listening to us. We really need to know.
We're mystified.
And there will be a promotion during the filming, only during the filming. So make sure you hear on the Twitch/RedBelly. Almost forgot where I was. And you'll hear the promo. That is the 8th of June, episode 100. It's going to be exciting. Yeah, it is.
Can we get the Oregon person to join us?
If you are the person in Boardman, Oregon?
Boardman, Oregon, wasn't
Please reach out. Please reach out. We love you. Your dedication is unbelievable. We would love to say hi. That'd be wonderful. And look, do come down and have a chat with us. We'd love to know which episodes you enjoyed, and know which people you want to get rid of. It'd be great. No, that's right.
All right, bye.
And it will come back as like, we want to get rid of Radio Mike's beard.
There'll be questions about the use of AI
Lovely.
for the images. What is wrong with that face? No, that's what we look like. Pretty
you
good.
sure?
Yeah, that's it. Evening Joker. The Tactical Rock. We don't talk about it enough because it's a new thing for 40K.
I get the impression you've got some kind of conspiracy theory going here.
With the Tactical Rock,
Yeah.
do I? I wouldn't have any of
Well, I mean, we've gone pretty in depth on rocks at this point. I mean, we've invoked a geologist.
We did, and we tried to get hold of him. Someone message him, please. It's just an interesting tactical rocks. Is a thing. As you said, I remember having to go out to the garden to find rocks. The old, PVA glue with, rub it into sand and stuff like that. Get the base thing. It's alright. Joker's gone, and 125 stream streak. Holy crap, Joker! That's more than the episodes are. What are you doing? Replay? It's crazy.
Yeah, I found that was one good thing about living near a beach. I could get sand for my bases really easily.
Yeah. I'm just putting something in chat, so talk amongst yourselves.
Don't mind us. We'll wait.
Yeah.
Look, if you do want to support, we'd love to see you hit that. If you're watching on YouTube, hit that like, subscribe, and all the bells and whistles and stuff like that. That will greatly help us be millionaires by the time we're 40. Oh, shit. That's got to be awkward.
I was about to say, that was several years ago.
The other ways you can support us is through the Patreon or directly through the podcast itself. We would like it. We will take your money. It does help us support all the equipment. You can hear my equipment in the background going, it's great. Or buy the merch. It's fun. Right, Tactical Rock. It needs merch.
Are you painting T-shirts on your rocks now? Are you?
Just you wait. This year's Christmas merch is going to be a Tactical Rock plushie.
Yeah, that'd be great. I do now have ideas for the new shirt designs, but anyway. But it's gone so far that even GW had taken the piss out of the Tactical Rock, right? The new 11th edition, where you've got the Weird Boy and the Librarian, their Tactical Rocks line up with each other.
Do they?
Yes. So if you have them facing each other, the rocks line up with each other. They both go the same way to give them one's attacking, one defending, and it gives us a nice dynamic battle between the two psychos.
So essentially, we're starting to get to diorama hammer.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't get me started about Golden Demon.
Yeah,
and Diorama Hammer.
that's what we were talking about. Yeah, that's right. Remember that last week. Oh, yeah. We did, like, our professionalism has gone to a next level. We actually talk about the episode before we actually record. And last week,
Yeah, I know.
someone mentioned the Golden Demon Awards, and 3 hours later, I think we finally got Michael to shut up, bring his blood pressure down. So it's fine. It's fine. Don't mention the war. All right. So all these tactical rocks and stuff like that. I want to ask a question. Now, if you ever watch, if you're not watching this on YouTube, why not? You should. I have a little side gig called From the Forge, and I talked about do new models push the meta forward? And so I'm going to put the question to you three here. When new models come out, are they pushing the game forward? As in, does it change the meta of the game? Or does it, the Defiler is a great example at the moment. It's a new model. It's a beautiful model. They have nice rules with it as well. They're in pretty much every chaos list at the moment competitively.
Yeah, I think they do. They kind of have to, otherwise, why would you buy them?
It's a good point. Glad I made it my own episode.
Yeah, I mean, it's often been a joke that when a new model comes out, that unit gets overpowered rules, briefly at least. Actually, it's been a joke in the Astra Militarum that their new models came out, had overpowered rules, and have been nerfed before the release of the models.
I looked at the rules when I went, oh, that's it. I was underwhelmed.
I think with the new models, they make them look cool, and you go, they look cool, yes, and then they get you to buy it, yes, while they are meta and stuff like that for a very short period. But it always goes back to that looks cool. You're not going to go, oh, look, that looks stupid unless it's the
Desolators.
Matoria, the ones up on the stilts, but they still did look cool. But yeah, so they look cool, like the Defiles. They look cool. They were excellent models, and they are very scary, and they're very hard to get at the moment.
Yeah, Joker has pointed out that Yarek's rules changed a week before release.
Mm.
Yeah.
Though I do
think
remember
even beats
seeing
Squats,
headlines
doesn't it?
going, Yarrick does what?
He's just one man.
But yeah, like if there is a brand new unit rather than just a re-release of a new model for an old model, often its existence entering the meta changes the meta because there's a new thing that people need to contend with, especially if it has rules that something hasn't had before, if it's got a new type of rule.
Yeah.
Which doesn't happen all the time. But I mean, look at what happened when Imperial Knights came out originally. It's completely turbo fucked the tournament scene for a while.
Or when we first got Primarchs coming back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man, trying to play Heresy when like only 3 or 4 legions had got Primarchs. It was like, oh, are you one of those 3 or 4 legions? No? Then you're losing, buddy.
Yeah, I didn't think about the Primarchs and even the Demon Primarchs as well. So yeah.
Yeah, because when Bobby G came along,
Oh my god.
I mean, he could wipe out a 1,500 point army on his own.
Yeah. I remember.
Yeah, but you always sat behind the back line going, you there, go over there and do that. You there, go over there and do that.
As I said, I tested it against a Tau player, and I had no cover because I just ran it on the table, and I just went, right, no cover. He ran across the thing and just raffle stomped everything off the table. It was just like, and I mean, he had a Riptide.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I played in like the end of 7th edition Big Bash at the local GW, and I brought along my Bobby G Primarch box that had the 3 guys in it. And like Robute just held a section of the battlefield on his own.
Yeah.
Against like 2 other players.
Yeah, it doesn't always work, though.
No.
Yeah, well then Aint came along and they nerfed him.
Yes. Yeah, he was a monster and until the edition changed like a month later.
Yeah, I don't want to harp on this too much because I did a full 15-minute episode of this and from the Forge, so talk about it more there. Nice self-promotion. You're welcome. The rule of cool, you mentioned it. Why is that important, Adam?
Because I always go real cool because I don't really care what anything else looks like. People sell.
It's got to look good on a shelf because, as I said, the nerf will come, and if you don't like the look of that model, then you're not going to want it in your house after it's worthless in-game.
Just pause 1 moment. Thank you very much for the follow, Winkadoo. That's a good name. I like that. Just to roll out. Winkadoo. Thank you very much. Sorry, what were you saying? You're talking 40k? Can I join?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, you may. But yeah, ultimately, it's got to look cool because if you don't want the model in the absence of like awesome, crazy rules, then you're not going to want it in your house after the nerf comes.
Can I ask, have you ever bought a model that you really didn't like the model, but the rules are so good, you can't play that army without it? Ooh,
No.
thought. In chat, think about that one too. Let me know.
I will admit, I started a Crimson Fist army so I could buy the overpowered Space Marine units that Dark Angels weren't allowed to use. I started a Crimson Fist army as an excuse to buy all that bullshit, and I made like a nasty tournament Crimson Fist army.
Yeah, okay.
And it was the whole reason I started a new army, was because my army wasn't allowed to use those models.
Yeah. Anyone else?
You know, I don't think I've ever done that. I've always followed the rule of cool, even to like catastrophic detriment.
Yeah. Oh, I'm in that boat with my Astra Militarum. Imperial Guard, thank you. Sorry about that. I will not buy a Rogal Dawn tank. I do not like it. I think it's stupid and it has no bottom. Just go, no, it's dumb. I don't
And see
like
what'll
it.
happen. What'll happen is there'll be a whole bunch of people who bought it because it had really good rules, and then when the nerf comes, they'll go on the market
Yeah.
because no one will want it in their house.
Oh, look, I'm probably going to try and pick up one of those box sets with like the Hippogriff and like all the new things in it with the Dawn, because
And that
I don't think the
was-
Dawn looks bad.
I
I think it looks fine.
I think it's the rules of the Dawn, how it's got more guns than an Orc vehicle, which, orcs, glue their guns on and stuff like that. It just,
I'm a Marine player. All of our fucking vehicles have more guns than God.
Don't get me started on that. That's a whole new episode. It was fucking. I'm going to sidetrack. Joker says he's always got a theme. That's what he goes with. Yes. Well, the theme is rule of cool, right?
Yeah, the theme for my Crimson Fists was I want to win games with these guys.
Yeah, I only buy Furnace Marines because they look cool, not because they're devastating as a Salamander player. That just happens to be a bonus.
Well, yeah, I think I've only played a handful of games with the Crimson Fists because it was like, this is an army for fighting people who I want to destroy. If I want to have fun...
Definitely rule of cool with bloody Chaos Knights. I can't move them. Apparently they're quite good in the meta at the moment, but I still struggle. Can someone give me a list? That's a different episode.
I was going to say, I think it's apparent that I don't buy things because of their utility.
So I'm going to tap into something that's going to excite people about. These new miniatures are very, very pretty. Got it.
They are.
Is their price tag pretty enough to warrant it?
Ooh, boy. Some of these new fucking models are crazy expensive.
Insanely overpriced.
Yeah.
I
Like,
did look at the new War Boss, the one on these Tactical Rock, and I looked at the pre-order price and I went,
Yeah.
We were looking at one, and it was $175 for one model,
yes.
Yeah.
and I'm just like,
And it
That
wasn't
is-
even night. It wasn't
know,
anything. It was just like, no, I'm
like,
sorry.
that's most of a battle box when I was starting out.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
What was it? Like, they were like $150 battalion boxes or something back in the day?
yeah.
Now that's one vehicle.
Yeah.
Or in some cases, a infantry, like a captain type thing.
Fucking Great Unclean ones are like nearly $300, aren't they?
Yeah.
Something crazy like that?
It's just very hard to justify some of these.
To pass that,
Yeah.
yeah.
I was considering getting my youngest a Necron monolith because
Oh, yeah?
thinks it looks really cool, and I was like, yeah, I've never played Necrons. I wonder how much they are. Holy shit!
Yeah, that happens. That sounds about accurate.
And I play knights, and I think that's egregious.
Yeah, like Bobby G is $125. I'm sure that I paid less than that for the
For the
book
triumvirate
with
of the Primarch
three.
box?
Yeah,
So yeah, it was Yarrick was $80, and the Commissar Graves is $170. This is Australian dollars, so we do pay a premium because we're too cool.
well, yeah. I mean, we do expect expensive stuff because we are kind of on the
not
opposite side of the
$172
world.
for a tank, for a
So
Commissar tank.
The triumvirate of the Primarch box, which was Bobby and fucking the Grey Knight Sky and
other
Cypher,
one.
I think.
Yeah, sure.
That was $109. That's how much I paid for it.
Yeah. So A quick one, because I think it could be probably get us into a really dark tangent if we keep going this. But is it getting to a point that they are just overpricing themselves in the hobby, and really limiting themselves to who can actually play?
Yes.
Yeah, I think it is getting that way because, I just can't see someone in their teens being able to fork up that kind of cash for models. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it was a hard sell for me to get $20 out of my folks to pay for these back in the 90s. And when most toys that I buy for my son are $30 and are substantially like more of a toy
Yeah.
than these are, I'm, that's a hard sell.
Yeah. Like, I would be saving up for weeks to buy my $15 skeleton chariot.
Yeah.
You know? Let alone, and I like remember looking at Battle Masters and being like, man, that's like $200. Mum's never going to buy me that.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember, as I said, my first blister was $15, and I had to save for that. And I'm going, I'm going to put money aside for that. And, that was, yeah. It was. This is getting a bit. I've just put in the link. Gap Games does offer 21% off Games Workshop stuff, and if you do use that link, I appreciate it because it does support the channel as well. Yeah, pricing themselves out, so it's terrifying what 11th edition box edition will be worth.
Yeah, so if you want to buy an Intercessor squad, $110.
Yeah,
Jesus Christ.
for 5.
Is that a 10-man squad?
10.
Please tell me that's a
10.
fucking 10-man squad.
That's a 10-man squad.
Sounds like $11 a model.
Yeah,
that is a lot.
When you say $11 a model, that doesn't sound as horrible. Because the quality, like quality of the models are at the higher end. We know this is a gold label.
Well, as I
hobby
said,
well.
I mean these are intercessors. We're not talking like a dynamic pose like a Primarch or something.
11th edition, they're getting a new helmet. All right.
Yeah. And a new pose.
Like I still, I just don't see it.
It's hard.
Don't see it being that expensive for like a troops unit. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
So if I go back and say what we were saying, they bring out new models to push forward the game because it is a product. They need to. You can't just sit on a whole army for the rest of your life because you'll never get money out of them. So they need to bring out new models. But if they bring out new models at $180 for one tank, you are limiting where you're going to go and how are you going to bring youth into a game. And I don't want to harp on this because I think we could go down a very dark path on this. We want to focus on the models themselves.
Yeah, because I mean, when you're older and you've got the disposable income, yeah, sure. I mean, these.
I know a lot of guys who
income,
are older and theoretically have disposable income and are 3D printing things because they can't afford models.
So before I touch on the 3D printing, I just want to just bring up one thing. Like, GW was also, for a very long time, renowned as the best quality miniatures you can get.
Mm-hmm.
Does that still stand?
Mostly, I think.
Well, I would say the quality is right up there, but by the same token, the quality that you're getting for the price isn't necessarily sort of correlated, because you know what I mean. Like there's plenty of other mobs making models for other games that are just as good as GW, and they're like quarter of the price.
Yeah.
I say no. Trench Crusade is
Their models are
really
amazing.
good models.
Conquest, their models are amazing.
Yes. Are they made of like high quality plastics, Trench Crusade, or is it resins?
No. Oh, sorry, you have a choice. They are now, this is a 40k podcast, but off subject, you can buy a starter kit, which is the plastic, or you can buy the STLs and then print them yourself. Where Conquest...
Yeah, just because I found that a lot of the time, like, one of the things I like about Games Workshop is they tend to use good quality materials these days. We're pretending Finecast isn't part of this conversation. It doesn't exist
Yep.
anymore. They're dead. But like the plastics they use, the plastic is really good.
Yeah.
Generally speaking, and it models well, and it's really easy to assemble. I've picked up stuff from other ostensibly high quality companies that is noticeably worse.
Yeah. Well, that's the question. Is that why they're priced at the point that they are? Because they're still the highest quality. And then we're not talking about like Creature Cast is different. They are their models are just drool worthy. But that's a different market again. And then they made a game for it, but it wasn't the other way around. Yeah.
Well, it's like I love the stuff that Vic Minis produce, but it's not made of the same plastic.
Yeah. It is interesting you say the different plastic because the Conquest models, their detail is amazing, but their plastic's different. It's not bad. It's quite strong.
Yeah,
and stuff like that.
I was a little put off by the new Warhammer Quest that came out. The plastic feels different to use. It's not the same plastic they normally use.
So,
I don't know what's wrong with it, but it feels off.
Yeah, so it's interesting.
That's why I said mostly.
Yeah. No, and I think we as I said, we know it's a gold premium hobby. We're so far invested in it, we can't get out for contractual reasons, clearly.
They've got my liver and kidney.
Yeah. I still have to hide my firstborn.
And he hasn't won enough games to get it back.
That's it.
I don't win enough games.
So we know the rise of 3D printing coming into it as well. As you mentioned, that's why people might be starting to 3D print. 3D print generally not quite as good quality because it might be made by an amateur or just different sort of styles and stuff like that. And then it depends on your printer as well. But with the price points as they are they hurting themselves with that and encouraging more of that 3D print? Even though with the tournaments, they've got the crackdown of any 3D printed tournaments.
I absolutely think that they are hurting themselves.
Yeah, I think they've gone for the whales, the people who turn around, they chase the meta, the whole new, the kind of dude who rocks in and spends 10 grand on minis in one hit, kind of people, and they're catering to that more than they are the kids that reckon the models look cool and might buy a unit here or there with their pocket money.
Speaking of how you can tell who they target, have you been to like one of the store anniversaries or birthday kind of things where they have a pile of different stuff depending on the amount of money you spend?
Oh yeah.
If you go to one of those, the stuff you want is usually in like the $600-700 tier. And who the fuck goes in? Is like, yeah, I've got $700 or $800 of stuff I want to buy for no reason, just to get that ag.
I'd like to have the problem.
Yeah, like even I, as someone who spends way too much fucking money on this hobby, I still haven't done that.
Yeah. It's all about the tactical rock. We've got to pay for them somehow. It's not poor rock, right? It's quality rock.
It's made of gold.
Yeah. That's it. The next tactical rock will have to paint up gold. But where will I find a model that'll have one?
I built one of my recent knights that I was building. He's standing on like a tactical ruined rhino.
Yeah, that's the next one. Ruined rhinos. The bases, you have to rebase everything now to the 50 mil or bigger, even for the grot. 50 mil grots. That's scary.
50 mil grot, and you've got 2 inches from melee, and you're like, the grot can't even hit.
There's a comment in the
can't even get it in combat.
Yeah. There's a comment. The new Titus squad had interesting reviews. Oh yes, it did. I forgot about that. At least Titus is not falling over like he did in his previous release.
Yeah, the Captain Titus model looks a bit better than the Lieutenant Titus model
the
did.
Lieutenant one he was definitely looking unbalanced because he didn't have a tactical rock. Maybe that's what it was. Yeah.
Well, no, he just looked like he was slipping on a banana peel.
Yeah, because he expected a tactical rock to be there supporting him. This is what happens if you don't get the support. Got to be a
They
captain
really
to get
do
a rock
lift
Titus.
and
Come on.
separate, don't they, Norman?
Oh, wouldn't fit together. Oh. That's not good. That's not good. Yeah, yeah. So I do. Some models don't always fit nicely, and when you spend the money on them, you go, "Come on, get stuffed." But on the other hand, mold lines are almost a thing of the past.
Yeah, they've done a really good job of hiding that kind of thing now.
Yeah.
I mean, there's obviously still a market for the whole mold line cutter because they got to sell their tools and stuff. But
So they're deliberately putting the mold lines in there so they can sell the mold line remover.
well, no, I don't think it's so much that they're deliberately putting them in. They're maybe not refreshing models so that they can continue selling it.
Yeah.
There's often still mold lines. They're just usually on like easily accessible, wide, flat areas where you can actually deal with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, why else would you buy a tactical squad or still sell a tactical squad of firstborn Marines if it wasn't to prop up your mold line removing tool business?
So we can all make Badab war armies. Come on.
We shall see who survives the cult. Oh, previously on Wobbly Player Syndrome, episode 97, I believe that was. See, I remember all of them. Test me. Don't. Don't test me. I'll listen to the song. It'll tell me.
Which episode was that? 9-7.
Oh, don't.
Don't think that will kick off very well.
All right, we've talked about miniatures, we've talked about models, we've talked about the tactical rock and how important it is to the world. I believe it is actually holding up the Golden Throne as well, so that's how important the tactical rock is. That is the gold rock that you've been talking about. They've carved it. Anything else you want to mention about models and where they are? What do you expect to happen in the 11th edition? I mean, we've got new helmets from the Intercessors. What more do you want? The Orcs do look cool, I gotta say. It almost... Alright, so I did forget that. When they come out like that, a new Orc starter pack in there, or something else, does it make you go, "Oh, I want to start a new army"?
I often see new models and I'm like, God fucking damn. Especially when they pull out shit where they just like drag the nostalgia out from my fucking 11-year-old brain, and I'm like, do you remember Gene Stiller cults that you always wanted to start an army of? What about how you wanted to play squats? How about how cool you thought those Imperial Knights were from Titanicus?
Yeah, I saw the
And I'm
war
like,
track.
fuck, new army.
Yeah, the Orcs were my first army I ever did, and they're scattered somewhere over there. But I saw these models, went, I'm in trouble.
Yeah, so I looked at the Orcs and I go, they're super cool, but I just built a Tyranid swarm army, so no.
Yeah. I've basically never done a proper Orc army because I just can't fucking paint it.
I think
I may refresh my Orcs.
I would probably just dynamite paint them because
I've got about 100 unpainted 2nd edition Gretchen.
I
think I've got 120.
Just buy yourself a big tin of green paint and then just bung a firecracker in there and just there you go, paint it.
Nice. And that's why you can get his his painting tips online. And if you want to hire him to paint your miniatures, that is explodepaint.com.au.
Explodium commissions.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, ignore the Flowers by Irene van parked out the front.
Yes. All right, folks, we'll wrap it up for this episode. Please, as a reminder, 8th of June is when we will be recording here live on Twitch. Doesn't help if you're listening to the podcast recorded later on. But anyway, on the 8th of June, we do want to see you come on down and have a chat with us. It will be very self-indulgent, no doubt, as we reminisce about the other 99 episodes that we've done and all the glory that we are and professionalism that we show every episode.
Us self-indulgent?
I thought we might put it into the run sheet this time.
Perish the thought.
It was a bit of fun tonight. Hope you enjoyed it. And next month, not only podcast, but the 11th edition drops. Interested to see how that goes. Until then, I should probably say goodnight. I will. Good night. And Mark will do something as well.
Bye, everybody.
Adam will do something too. I was going to call you something different. I don't know what was going on there.
Good night, everybody.
And where can you find Adam on Instagram?
I'm Pronto40k.
Yeah,
Maybe
you can-
not the Pronto for @on, but Pronto40k.
You can find me, RedBelly Black, on Instagram. Radio Mike, are you ready?
Sure.
All right. Take it away, Radio Mike.
Well, to get to the crust of the matter, do you think that we take the tactical rock for granite? Is it a marble of modern technology? Or do you think it's a pile of schist? Well, whatever you think, you can always join us next month for more Wobbly Player Syndrome. Better get those bad rock puns in there.
Yeah, it's good. We're still recording.
Welcome to the podcast. Welcome to the podcast. Probably a mistake we made. Bunch of Aussies rambling on about a little plastic man and play.